Okay, so I don't have paint on my computer, so I just had to print it out and then kind of make a video this way. So to graph this, we see that the amplitude is 2 and there's no vertical shift up or down. So that means it will start here. And then the period is pi, because we can figure out because there's no phase shift here. So the period equals 2 pi over 2. And that's where we get the 2x. And then, so that means we start here. And then our amplitude is 2. And then -90 degrees would be pi halves. And this is pi. And so forth. And this is 2 pi. And then, so, because the amplitude is pi, that means our first mark will be at 2 and pi fourths, and then back down 2 pi halves, and then like this, and then we draw our curve. And then we can use this, the graph we just used, to now write on this graph. And then we can look at our families of polar graphs to see which one how to graph this one. So if we look at our equations on our families of polar graphs, we see that r equals a sine theta. So that would be our r equals a sine theta. And our a equals 2. So ours is going to look like the roast because we have a 2 in front of the theta. So the equation shows r equals a sine n theta. So then if n is odd, there are an n amount of petals, and if n is even, there are 2 n petals. So our number is even, so there's going to be double the amount of petals because it's 2n, so 2 times 2 is 4. So then we can look at our previous graph and look at where we need to make our points. So we start at the center, and then we go to my unit circle. So I go to pi fourths for the first one, and it's out 2. And then back to the center. And then we go to -2 and 2π3. Okay, so here, 2 and 5/4, and then this one is -2 and 2π3. And then back to the center. And then 5π4 and up 2. And then to the center, and then 7π4. 7π4 and then -2. And then we draw our petals. Oh, whoops, I drew this one out to 3. And just like that.